Espoir? You got out? Yeah! Through sheer determination. Now take me home to my sexy, sexy landlord. Meow! Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir David, and I'm still on the lookout for any more routes of Your Boyfriend. In the last video, we actually got to drive the van, and then crash the van, and then actually make it to civilization. So, I don't know, maybe there is a way that we could escape. But for now, we're still trapped in Peter's house. If it makes it easier for any future players out there, I will put a walkthrough of the choices that I made in the description of this video. And I would greatly appreciate it if you gave this video a like or even subscribe to my channel. So let's go back into the fray and see if I can find any ways to torture or be tortured by your boyfriend. Hey there, stranger. Hey, Peter. For like the 456th time? Casual. I try to suppress my disgust, faking a smile as I ready the notepad and pencil in hand. It's a bad idea to make a scene in front of everyone. I want to try to be a little bit nicer, but still sensible. Not agree to the date, but not outright reject him. Hey! You? This day was bad enough, but now he's here. I thought I made it clear that I didn't want to see you ever again. Okay, I'm not doing that well with hiding how much I don't want to see him. You're making me mad, Peter. You're not gonna like me when I get mad. I did, and I understand why. Trust me, I'm not an idiot, he mumbles, looking down at the table in front of him as he starts picking up one of the napkins. You didn't let me explain yesterday, since you blew up and stormed off like that. I had to apologize to the florist about the outburst. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not being nice to you anymore. Forget you. I tucked the notepad and pencil away in my pocket. Look, you gonna just order food, or you gonna get out? You know, this doesn't help you sound any less creepy. His eyes shift over towards me, an eerie glint in his gaze as he smiles a little, responding to my reply.
You're just playing hard to get at this point.
No, I'm sick and tired of your shoot. A jolt of dread shoots through my entire body. I don't know if it's the words, his tone, or the gaze that's setting off all the red flags, but I'm not going to stand here and analyze why my survival instincts are kicking into overdrive. I think I could take him. He's 2 feet taller than me. I could take him if I get angry enough. Call the cops? I don't want to talk about this, nor do I want to be bothered with this creep any longer. I'm being sensible in this playthrough. Oh no, Mr. Williams, Mr. Donovan, I wasn't expecting to run into you making random choices. Oh no, I've completely derailed my anger. Oh no. He smirks as he muses over my excuse. Do you at least have somewhere to go after you leave? Your room? Preferably your bedroom? I haven't called my folks yet. I figured I'd run this by you first before letting them know. Kid, you must have family issues if you need my approval for your moving arrangements first before telling them. Why do you call me a kid? I'm only a few years younger than you, sir. Well, you know what? I'm gonna write my own fan fiction where Don is obsessed with you, and he keeps calling you kid, not realizing that you're almost just as old as him, and then he falls madly in love with you, and then you get married. Anyways, let's head to my office, and we'll get things arranged if we can. Arranged? Like an arranged marriage? To me? I should stop. This is the landlord's place? Why the heck does he harass us about our living space if he doesn't even take care of his own? Yeah, sneer all you'd like. I'm the one paying for the whole apartment complex and letting you live in nicer units, so shut it. It seems like you need a woman's touch around here, Don, to help you with the cleaning. He says, as though he knows exactly what I'm thinking. You don't know what I'm thinking, Don. You don't want to know what I'm thinking. He makes his way into one of the rooms, leaving the door open so that I can follow him in. I wish I hadn't. This small space is worse than out there. Piles upon piles of paperwork are stacked on his desk and floor, filing cabinets overflowing with more paperwork for God knows how long. Well, lucky for you, I like organizing and stacking things. Espoir, right? You know. You know my name. I know that you secretly have a crush on me, Don. I just nod while continuing to look around this mess of a place. I catch a glimpse of a picture frame he has on his desk. The frame itself looks rather old, like those 1960 frames you get in thrift stores nowadays. My attention turns back to him as he pulls out my paperwork, looking over the lease I have with the building. You've been here for, what, 3 months now? Yes, 3 wonderful months of getting to know you, Mr. Williams. Yes. My heart sinks the moment he shakes his head and lays the papers back down. Your lease agreement was for 1 year. You got 9 more months to go before you're able to leave. If you try an early termination on your lease, it's gonna cost you $4,500. Are you serious? I'll try to make it work. Only because I'm madly in love with Don. I mutter, lowering my head down a bit. It feels like my life's just come to an end, but I don't want to argue with the landlord about my agreement to the lease. I bet he gets that a lot. Anyways, thank you for seeing me about this. If you have my number, you can call me, Don. I get up from my seat, ready to start heading out. Yes? He says, tucking my papers back into his disorganized filing cabinet. If you're that desperate to leave, I suppose I could hire you to do some odd jobs around this place.
Yes?
I pause for a moment, looking back towards him. Odd jobs? Like superintendent or cleaning work? Whatever you want. Don't give me that choice, Don. He huffs, getting up from his desk and guiding me out of his office space. From what I heard from Lucy, you quit your job over something bad that happened, and you didn't want to talk about it. I simply gave a nod. Okay, so by not telling Lulu the truth, I then get the route with Don. Okay, it's a good thing I'm writing all this down. Like I said, I'm putting together a walkthrough in the description, so if you would like to follow what I've been doing, then it will be down there in the description, because there is no save button, so you would have to restart the game from the very beginning every time you want to make a different choice. It's fine. I simply give a nod, not wanting to open the situation about it with him just yet. If anything, this is the first time he and I actually talked for this long.
Regardless, it's not any of my business. But you work hard to stay on top of your rent, so I figured you probably won't slack off working for me. And hey, you might make more helping out in this dump than you did in that Greasy Spoon diner.
Thank you, Mr. Future Mr. Duvide. Don Duvide.
You still don't know my name, do you, kid?
You keep calling me kid despite the fact that I am 38.
Just call me Don from here on out. That should be easy enough to remember, right?
Thank you, Don. This means a lot. I beamed, nearly smiling from ear to ear. He's not as enthusiastic as he opens his front door for me.
Yeah. I'm a saint and all that crap. Just be here tomorrow at 8 o'clock, and I'll give you a rundown of what you need to do and how. Now go back and get some sleep.
Wait, what day is it? Do I get kidnapped? You better not take me away from my new job, Peter! Alright, so back in our cozy non-home. Fleshies are here again. Grab the hanger. Get out.
Peter!
Am I still mad enough to grab the knife? Yeah! Okay, so in the last video, he just kind of Bruce Lee'd the knife out of my hand. Or, I don't know, he just grabbed it by the blade and flipped it towards me like an edgelord. But I also had the option to run into the forest instead of going for the van. I think I want to try to go into the forest. I'll have to use the pills to drug the stranger later and see how that turns out, but, break yourself, fool, I got a knife! It doesn't work. I grip the knife in my hand. My heart is now pounding, my body not physically ready to make the leap into being on the attack. I'm ready! But if I don't, who knows what he'll do to me if I cower out now. You took me away from my sexy, sexy landlord! I was having a great time with Don! Stab, stab, stab! Why don't you go in stabbing me? I'm mad at this point. Taking in a deep breath, I bolt into action, instantly pushing the stranger's door wide open with my whole body, knife drawn and readied. Don't threaten, attack! Espoir? You got out? Yeah! Through sheer determination. Now take me home to my sexy, sexy landlord. Meow!
What? Why? What's wrong?
Everything! I don't want to be here! The stranger gets up from his chair, holding one hand over towards me.
Please, calm down. You're panicking.
I'm not! I'm standing my ground. I'm being mad. I'm not going to be a prisoner.
Espoir. Darling, I don't think you understand your situation here.
Shut up! Take me home or I will kill you. Somehow. As demanding and as threatening as I tried to be, the stranger's shocked expression changed to that of mild concern.
No, you won't.
Don't test me.
Darling, I test products, not people. Watch.
Not only did you steal the knife from me, but it turned into a completely different knife. The stranger reaches forward, grabbing the knife by its blade. His reflexes were too fast, catching me off guard. He effortlessly pulled the knife from my grip, twirling the blade in his hands. He lunges forward before I could say anything. Arms raised, I close my eyes and brace myself. The sting of a blade never comes, and I open my eyes to find the stranger's face mere inches from mine, holding up only the knife's handle. I turn my head to the side to find the blade sticking out of the wall next to me.
You see, a blade that brittle is way too ineffective for self-defense.
Not with that attitude.
Come on, let's get you some water to calm you down.
He reaches forward to take me by the hand. I jerk away from his touch, backing away from him and out of the room.
I don't understand you, Espoir.
What is there not to understand? I don't want to be here.
You didn't want to be out there either.
Yes, I did. I wanted to be with my sexy, sexy landlord, and you took me away from him. We were gonna have a moment together. At some point, I do gotta grab the knife and attack him, but I want to see what happens if I go outside. There's no way he would simply let me go this easily. He's clearly trying to trick me. If I crouch down for the knife, he'll be at an advantage. I'll have to test that theory once I restart the game for the 500th time. I won't give him that edge. I feign reluctance as I cautiously reach out to take the keys from him, but never break eye contact. My outstretched arm is tense, ready to retract at his smallest twitch. To my surprise, he simply releases them. They collapse in my palm, and he steps away from the door without a word. I begin to fumble with the key ring, but I don't dare take my eyes off of him. That bastard probably didn't even hold up the actual door key. Each time I step back, he takes another towards me. It wasn't going to be this simple. He'd probably tackle me the moment I tried to step out the door. I'm not going to be caught off guard. Not this time.
I still say you grab that umbrella.
Seizing my opportunity, I don't hesitate to bolt out the door and slam it shut, locking it on the other side. Based on his desperate, muffled shouting on the other side of the door, he'll be knocking it down any second. I just hope that I've bought myself enough time to make my escape. So last time I looked for the van, what happens if we run into the forest? Fluff it. I'll just have to make a run for it. Without looking back, I dash straight into the trees in front of me. running as fast as my legs could go. This will end poorly. He's gonna catch me. I know he is. At this point, I'd rather go down clawing and biting. Yeah! It's already starting to get dark, and the thick foliage of the trees isn't helping for navigation. Oh wait, I forgot I have a terrible sense of direction! Oh no! There must be a trail or a hiking path of some sort. Eh? Eh? Whomst? Mason? A small makeshift shelter comes into view, overgrown and surrounded by toys. Did a kid make this? What were they doing out in a place like this? Maybe I can tuck away in here for a while and get my bearings. How suspiciously convenient. Hopefully he won't find me here. Hey, look, it's Peter. 'Cause it looks like a spoon on a twig. It's too small to really stay in. Was there a child out here? I shuffle around for a minute, making the most of this little moment of peace. A small wooden box lays at the middle of the hut among the weeds and creeping ivy. So has this been here for a while? I guess nobody would really be around this place if it's the middle of nowhere. That almost looks like Lulu's tattoo. Daddy's bear traps. Is this some lore? I take a quick peek inside, hoping beyond hope that maybe someone left some kind of weapon or a flare gun, anything that I could use. Wait, what's this? Yeah! A flashlight. Does it still work? The torch emits a dim light that only slightly illuminates the inside of the shelter. It's not great, but it's better than nothing. I better not have to, collect batteries and manage inventory. Digging around the inside, my eyes are drawn to what appears to be a child's drawing. That strange... Oh. Real home? Hold on. Daddy's traps? Oh my god, there's bear traps around? Daddy's bear traps. Uh-oh. Looks like the stranger isn't the only thing I'll need to keep an eye out for. I guess I'd better keep moving. I'd rather take my chances with the bear traps while there's still a sliver of light outside. No rest for the wicked, I guess. Okay, the map is crude, but I think I can make it out. It's lucky I haven't stepped on anything yet. They seem to be everywhere.
Ah! Darling, where are you? It's dangerous out there. It's dangerous in there.
Slightly less dangerous. Meld. Okay, here, well, do I have to actually... Oh no. My sense of direction. Here we go. I have to get a move on. Oh, come on! Go left, go right. I think the first one was left. Shoot. I think the next one said right? Alright. Correction. The second one was not right. I should probably write that down. Caught in bear trap noises. I try to get up, doing my best to push aside the excruciating pain of metal teeth piercing my flesh and bone. They're probably all right. I warned you. I tried to muster the strength to shift away from him, but each second brought a whole new jolt of agony from my leg throughout my body. Let's get you home. Reaching down, the stranger takes a hold of the chain, uprooting the stake from the forest floor. You know what you should... Alright, that's a cool picture right there. That's a cool CG right there. It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick art right there. But what I should have done is, hey, if there's bear traps, get a big stick and kinda tap it in front of you. At least I know that much. I probably wouldn't do it, though. I give very good advice, but I very seldom follow it. You don't want to be awake for what's coming next. Oh no. He gives a sharp yank on the chain. The overwhelming pain blinds all my senses as I scream. Stop! Please! I just wanted to smooch my landlord! My entire body pulsates with pain. I'm getting lightheaded. My vision slowly blurs until I fade into the dark. The sounds of chains and the stranger's footsteps eventually drowning out my tortured moans. I'm having a real bad time of it. I'm cold. Am I going to die? The pain is finally subsiding. Hey, Pete. Don't stir yet. We're nearly done. Did you take my leggy poo? Is this the route way you take my leggy poo? What? Gosh dang it. If I had a nickel for every time a yandere took my leggy poo gams, I'd have a lot of nickels. I'd have an egregious amount of nickels. There we go. This will do perfectly. For the both of us. Now, did you take one of my legs, the one in the bear trap, or did you take both of my legs? Because either way, I'm still gonna be swinging. Unless you're going the route of what I wouldn't do, then I'll still bite you. Oh wait, no, he took my teeth too. I will hurl insults in your general direction. What did you take, Peter? What? Shh. You need to rest. What have you done? Where? No. I'm back here again. I was so close to getting away. Was I? I don't think I was. Not with that bear trap. That bear trap said, the F you will. This can't be happening. This surely has to be a nightmare. That gosh darn bear trap was something awful. Its rustic sound is still echoing in my head, followed by the cutting into my skin and snapping my bone. Ow. The pain still stings in my leg. My arms are heavy as I reach under the covers, tracing along my thigh. A sensation of dread washes over me the moment I felt gauze wrap suddenly stop. No, I'm not. It's a sense of me rolling my eyes like, now I gotta regenerate my legs. Again. Oh God, he didn't. I trailed my fingers lower. Nothing. I yanked the sheet off my leg. My gam! Oh my God. My leg! He took my leg? That bastard! That sick, deranged lunatic! And then you have the nerve to show your face here? I'll punch you in your non-existent nose with my stump. You think this is gonna stop me? That's just gonna make me mad. Don't you play nice sweet music to calm me down? Whoa, shh. It's okay, darling. It's alright. The damage was pretty bad. I had to amputate it before any kind of infection spread. Not even I know how long these bear traps have been laying out there.
Oh, well, I guess that's okay. Thank you for looking out for me.
You bastard! I need a hospital now! My speech was slurring, but my mind was going a mile a minute. I don't know what kind of drug he used, but I couldn't bring myself to even pull myself away from him. Every part of my body felt like it weighed a ton. Where are you getting all these pills and medicines and chloroform and rope and stuff, Peter? People sending you chloroform for you to test on your YouTube channel? Speaking of which, be sure to like and subscribe as we're trying to make it to 100,000 subscribers. Espoir, there's honestly nothing more they can do more than I did. You'll be just fine. Did you stitch it up properly? I didn't respond, using every ounce of strength I had to turn my head to recoil from his hand. Let me get you something to drink. You lost a lot of blood during the procedure. That man has never been to medical school. He takes his leave to fetch the water I did not ask for. much like everything else. Once he comes back, I hear him place the glass of water on the nightstand. Here, take some of this. I don't want it. No! I clumsily throw my arm in his direction, catching his hand and knocking the glass from him. He winces as the glass shatters on the floor. He hurriedly collects the pieces in a blood-soaked towel at the end of the bed and sighs. It's okay. I understand that you're angry. I can't work up the strength to even react to him. My energy was drained. I need to get you some more supplies to help you heal. You should have enough painkillers in your system to last until I get back. Just try and get some sleep, okay? I am beyond angry at this point. Flames? Flames? On the sides of my head.
Flames on the side of my face.
Gosh dang it, Peter! I don't even look towards his direction as he turns his gaze towards me. The sound of broken glass clanking together as he wraps the hand towel more around the shards. I can only guess he took my hint as he takes his leave, locking the door on the other side. I close my eyes as I let the reality of my situation sink in. Alright, it's gonna be a little bit harder to bash his face in, but it's not impossible. I'm stuck in this psycho's house of horrors. Even if I make it out of here, I'm now scarred and disabled for life. Letting myself wither away from hunger and thirst was tempting. On the other hand, I wasn't ready to lay down and die just yet. Making a mad dash into the forest certainly didn't work, and now I know this place is laced with traps. He took my leg. I dread to imagine what else he'll take if it's injured or infected. I don't doubt he'd take all my limbs if he wanted. Gosh darn Daniel!
I'll bite your legs off!
I'm starting to get pretty lightheaded. That stranger said I did lose a lot of blood. I should wait for these dizzy spells to pass first before I plan his downfall. Peter! I will hop towards your demise. Going all the way back to try some different things, what if we do call the police? Like a smart couple of millennials. Yes, please, that man is stalking me. He's gonna put me in his creepy, creepy house and he's gonna cut off my leggy poo. TK doesn't hesitate the moment I say this, making a direct line to the phone. Look at him, standing there, menacingly. I stay in the kitchen area, taking the occasional glance out the kitchen window to see if he's still there. Of course he still is, sitting there while finishing up making his napkin crane, which is still quite impressive. TK comes back after a moment, taking a glance at the bastard before turning their attention back over to me. Alright, they're gonna be sending someone over in about 30 minutes. 30 minutes? He'll be gone by then. I'm aware of that. TK matches my furious whisper and looks just as baffled and disappointed with the situation as I am. Either way, we still file a report and give them a description. It's something at least. But he knows where I work, and he knows of the section of the park where I like to relax. What if he knows where I live? What if he knows where you live? Well, I guess you could stay with me in the meantime and wait for all this to blow over. Really? Sure. I've gotten to know you well enough, so I'm positive you won't try to steal anything. Maybe. Maybe your heart. Nah, sorry, my heart belongs to Don. I honestly don't know what to say. I just feel a sense of relief that not only will I be with a more tolerable person, but I also won't be walking home alone. TK, I'm sorry that I'm inadvertently putting you in danger. Oh, TK's house. It doesn't look like much, but at least it's away from my neighborhood, thank God.
Here we are, home sweet home.
They live in this space? I shouldn't be too picky due to my situation, but just having me in here feels like I'm cramping up the whole place. Looks like they live alone, too. They probably aren't able to afford anything else. Still, At least I have a safe place with a more down-to-earth roommate. Sorry, it's not much, they mutter, looking around the single space area they live in. No, don't be. I still appreciate you bringing me in like this. They seem relieved upon hearing me say this, giving a smile as they start pulling out some extra blankets from under their bed. Well, just so you know, the couch does fold out into a bed. It's actually more comfortable than the mattress I got. So hey, special treatment for a special guest. You sure are great, TK. I hope I don't find you in a body bag later. Well, who am I kidding? I know that's exactly what's gonna happen. I've done this route before. I know this is gonna happen. Peter! Stop killing my cool friends! Who would have thought my coworker from the diner would be so mellow and sweet outside of work? Thank you. It means a lot that you're going out of your way for me like this. It's not a problem. I know what it's like to have creeps harass you. You don't deserve it. TK. The sweetest they-them of the world. The rest of the day goes all right. I have to phone my roommate that I'm going to be away for a few days. Of course she doesn't answer the phone, so I have to leave a message instead and pray that she checks it soon. Still, this certainly is a pleasant change from the stress of my life.
Hours later.
The one downside of sleeping in a new place is that I can't stay asleep. I need some water. Getting up off the sofa, I feel around in the dark, unfamiliar area, trying to recall where the kitchen section was in this place.
Oh, hey, not Peter!
Jeez, who was that? Through the darkness, I see a figure standing before me, hearing them give a brief shh sound as I feel them place their hand on my shoulder.
TK? Yeah, who are you? Who are you? Totally not Peter. It would be really cool in a twist of events if everyone was a Yandere and it wasn't just Peter.
The figure doesn't answer as I feel their hand squeeze my shoulder, almost as though they're feeling me. What are you doing? Ah! I try to pull away from the figure's grip, but then a wet rag smothers my nose and mouth. Gosh dang it! Fighting back, I lash out with my arms and jerk my neck to pull my face away from the rag. Whoever this is, they subdue me by quickly wrapping their thin limbs around my body and holding me tight. I try to break free, but they don't loosen up one bit. I'm starting to feel drowsy and weak. Oh no!
Not from the chloroform, but the fact that I'm overexerting myself.
Who is doing this? Why? A chill runs up my spine as I feel a kiss against my cheek. A familiar and sickening voice whispers in my ear.
I'll see you tomorrow, darling.
I'll see you in the ground.
No. He found me. How?
Yeah, how? Well, I don't know. He's probably got some Marvel Comics, gosh darn future sight or something.
TK, wake up. TK, they're not here. What on earth? Did they go to work today? I better give them a call and see what's going on. I just hope Kitsuya and Jackson are all right working today. It was supposed to be their day off.
Hey, guess what? I haven't answered. Sorry about that. If you want, leave your name and number and I'll get right back to you. Maybe.
Cheeky. Great. Hey, TK, it's me. Look, we're not safe here. That prick was here last night. We need to...
Me? Hello?
TK?
Ah! Why did you run off with them like that?
My blood ran cold. I felt my heart sink into my stomach as the familiar voice spoke. I couldn't even speak as my phone trembled in my hands.
You're making this rather difficult. I'm willing to put in the extra effort for you, but I'm not fond of mixed messages.
Listen, you. What did you do to TK?
It's just one less obstacle for you and I to deal with. We're back on track on how things are supposed to be, and we can begin loving one another. Isn't that great?
The chipper tone in his voice made me feel sick. My legs were losing their strength as I tried not to collapse onto the floor. Okay, I'll date you, just don't hurt TK. I don't... Listen. I don't like you. I don't love you. What the fluff did you do? Where's TK? There was a moment of silence over the phone. Only his breathing at first, until I heard a frustrated groan.
Well, I do. In fact, I'll prove it to you.
Something about this statement gave me a dreaded feeling in my chest. I was starting to regret my outburst. I don't! You listen here, bucko!
Meet me at the diner. I promise TK will be there as well. I just hope this will set things back to normal. Maybe you'll react a little better this time. Oh, and don't call the police, because I'll know. I always do.
Well, now because you... Oh, you mean call the police like I did before? Well, do it anyway. You don't tell me what to do. What the heck am I gonna do? Did he kidnap TK? Maybe worse? Yeah, it's worse. It's the worst. It's the worsted. I need to know they're safe, but I don't want to put myself in any danger either. Biting my bottom lip, I fumble with my phone, buzzing through my head with the options I'm left with. What am I gonna do?
We could run away together. Ah! Monsieur! Teleportation? I forget he just pops up in front of you. I will break the nose that you don't have. I will box your non-existent ears. My heart leapt up into my throat, my eyes wide as I saw the bastard right in front of me. I will sweep your ankles. You were hiding here? Well, yes. I had to be sure that you went to the diner like I asked. I couldn't help but cut in. I was so sick of this man. Why wouldn't he leave me alone? Why are you doing this? His shoulders slouched a little, the smile on his face fading a little upon hearing me ask this. I told you, I'm your boyfriend. I always have been.
Oh, that's why they call it that.
You may be my boyfriend, Peter, but you're not my husband. Oh, wait, yes he is. He's on the list.
My eyes welled up with tears upon hearing this. Both fear and disgust were nearly unbearable. God, if I could just get hit by a car and die on impact, I would welcome it. No! We're not going out like that. We're going out swinging. Maybe have him get hit instead. Either is bliss. A boyfriend doesn't force themselves into a relationship, stalk, and kidnap their friends.
Whoa, hey now, I didn't kidnap TK.
Well then what did you do, honey bunch? 'Cause I don't think TK walked into the freezer themselves and snapped their own neck. He reassured me, looking a little startled by my assumption.
I just made sure there was one less obstacle between us. I promise.
What did you do to them then? You barged in here like a fluffin' bat out of heck and knocked me out.
Yeah. I know, and I'm sorry. There's parts of my personality that I can't control, as much as I would love to.
All right. Is that some lore? Is that a peek into what might be going on here? What are you talking about?
It's not important. I just hope it doesn't interfere with our happy ending. Hey, if you would like to see an actual happy ending, check out the game I played, the fan game I played called Our Eternity. That's probably the happiest ending we're ever gonna get, Peter.
Happy ending? You still think we're a couple after all this?
Don't raise your voice, darling. You wouldn't want anyone else getting hurt, would you?
Don't raise my voice. You tell me not to raise my voice. You don't tell me what to do. Ooh, Peter, you make me angry, Peter. Dear God, that wasn't a threat. That was a promise. He was so willing to harm anyone who got in his way. Fluffin' psychopath. No.
I knew you wouldn't. You're a good person like that. It only makes you all the more lovely to me.
What do you want from me? He seemed taken aback and confused by my question.
I don't want anything from you. All I need is your love. And come heck or high water, I'll do anything to achieve that.
Besides leaving me the heck alone?
Besides that, sorry.
Slap that smug look off your face again. I thought for a moment, wanting to see if he was just being poetic or serious. I had to test him. Take me to TK. I spoke in a nearly demanding voice. You stalked me, followed me to my work, knocked me out, and kidnapped my friend. You owe me this much. He stood there, his expression nearly unreadable at first, before giving a little nod.
All right. I brought my van with me, so there'll be no need to walk all the way there.
I would like to walk instead, actually. His stance became more offensive as he stepped closer, his eyes looking deep into mine as he spoke.
You want to see TK? We're taking my van.
We are walking, and we are walking, and you are not going to tell me what to do, sir. Because he's like 2 feet taller than me. He wasn't asking. Fine, but if you try anything, I will kick you and make you crash, killing us both.
Dying together? Darling, that would actually be a blessing for me.
I can't with this guy. I'm gonna call Area 51 on you. For fluff's sake. I was so ready to kick open the door and jump out, making a run for it and getting help. Who knows how fast this man's reflexes were, though, so I didn't want to try. I think they're pretty fast. The drive was awkwardly quiet. At least I was. The bastard tried to start up a conversation during this time.
So, I understand your family life isn't going too well, huh?
Stay quiet? ... Ellipses? I don't know if there's any difference between that.
Well, my family life was never the best. If anything, we all really would like to just rip each other apart. I don't think we're even a family. Just people with labels for content. Do you have anyone like that in your life?
Ellipses.
Well, I have a lot of folks like that in mine. It's like they're not even real, you know? Like you were so much better not having them at all. Sometimes you just want to jab a splint of wood into their back, wrap your hands around their throat and squeeze. Maybe stab them multiple times. You know that feeling?
Peter, you have a lot of problems. And if we're going to make this relationship work with you and my 44 other fictional husbands, I think you are going to need mass amounts of therapy. Don't worry, some of the men I've engaged who are doctors. Don't say anything.
We're here.
Pulling off to the curb, the man puts his van into park and kills the engine. See the dead body of my friend! He nearly hopped out and was about to come around to open my door. I didn't want to give him that satisfaction as I opened the passenger door on my own, nearly knocking him with it. I wish I did. Why didn't I? Well, we're here. Now what?
Now we wait. I'm sure your boss is already inside, so they'll be arriving any minute now.
Who? Just then, I heard sirens in the distance. The freak smiled a little as he turned his attention over towards the diner. Here they come. I watched as the scene before me escalated. One by one, people began to gather outside the diner. He remained quiet, watching everything with me. Occasionally, he would try to hold my hand, but I would quickly yank it away from him and step further away. I couldn't stay quiet any longer. Why are we here? Where's TK?
I told you, Espo, I did not kidnap them. They're not even in my possession. Tied up and waiting and in need of rescuing. None of that.
You still absconded with them from their home. Unless TK came into work and Peter did the deed in there, but still. He doesn't respond at first. his eyes just glancing towards me for a moment before turning his attention back towards the diner.
I tried to be gentle, caring, aware that my actions were too bold. I tried to make it up to you, apologize, start fresh. And what did you do? You have the cops called on me and run off with them. They liked you, really liked you. I dare say it might have been actual love. I couldn't let them get in our way. This is about us, not them.
Well, first of all, Peter, I want to thank you for respecting their pronouns. But also, I have 2 hands. I can hold TK's hand, and I can hold your hand. But then again, that makes the dilemma I don't have 3 hands because I want to hold Don's hand. And while we're at it, throw Lulu in there, too.
So, I removed them.
You what?
Not to worry, I made sure the first strike was quick, though I got carried away afterwards.
This can't be. I didn't think once about my safety, didn't consider the dangers I put myself in for acting as I did the moment I heard this.
Prepare to cry!
Instantly, I bolted across the street. I couldn't even hear him calling out to me, or care for the cars that slammed on their brakes to avoid hitting me. TK? TK?
Hey, you're entering a crime scene. You can't be in here.
But my friend is in here.
Ah! 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 Ah!
Listen, you! I'm gonna punch you in your skinny stomach. Before I knew it, I was roughly shoved against a wall in some alleyway, his hand over my mouth to hush me from further yelling.
Darling, calm yourself.
How the fluff can I calm myself, you sick butt, and you killed my friend? Again!
You think I wanted to?
Yes! I think you really, really wanted to, Pete's.
You think I was eager to slice them to ribbons the very moment I had the chance? I had so many chances before, so many times I could easily have done it, but I didn't. I killed them because you gave me no choice.
Are you kidding? You're blaming all this on me? Peter, you make me angry, Peter. Don't make me make the call. Don't make me call her.
I don't blame you. You simply forced my hand.
Because I wouldn't fluffing date some creep who's been following me.
Because you ran off with them. I was no threat. I was so ready and willing to do anything you ask of me, whatever it took for me to be all yours. That's why I'm here. You are the reason for me being here.
Run for it! I've heard enough. Quickly, I duck under his arm and try to sprint out. Maybe I'll catch some attention, and he'll leave me alone. Suddenly, I feel a tight grip around my neck. I can't scream out for help, as I feel him yank me back into the alley. There's a bunch of people down there. Nobody sees this. Just then, you did a violence upon me. How dare you, Peter?
It's time to go home, darling. Oh no. I gotta do the bear trap part. I gotta try to figure that out.
Like and subscribe to give me strength. Okay, so I get embarrassed and humiliated if I try to use the knife. What if I try to use the pills to drug him? How does that play out? I grip the pill bottle tightly, planning my next move. I won't be able to take him in a fight. Even if I did take him by surprise, I need to be more cunning. I'll play his game for a while, put him to sleep, and bolt. As long as he doesn't suspect anything, it should work. I take a deep, slow breath and open the door. Unless he frisks me again. The stranger sits at his desk, hunched over his keyboard like a monkey and typing feverishly. Reminding myself of everything that's happened so far, I remain silent and simply wait for him to complete his work.
Espoir, you got out? How did...
Sheer determination. His typing ceases as he notices me standing awkwardly in the doorway. He throws a curious glance at me.
Darling, what's wrong?
Nothing. I'm just hungies. He spins his chair away from his screen so he can give me his full attention.
It's your friend, isn't it? You're still upset.
The mention of TK stings, but I bite my tongue and try to force a smile. No, it's not that. I was just kinda getting hungry.
Oh, well, did you check the fridge? Is there anything that you like that I completely forgot?
I mean, I'm just wondering if we can make something. I interrupt his neurotic rambling to try to de-escalate.
Is that all? Whew, you made me worry.
His relief tailspins into hesitation, and a smile creeps sheepishly across his lips.
So, what did you have in mind exactly? I mean, I'm sure I can figure out how to cook anything that you like. Almost anything. Maybe. Possibly.
I saw the state of his kitchen, and I wouldn't trust him to unwrap a protein bar.
But I'll give it my best try, unless it's something you want to do together.
How about I cook dinner tonight?
You want to cook?
My suggestion leaves him a little crestfallen, as if I've somehow slighted his attempts at appeasing me. It's no trouble, really. I like cooking here and there. I could cook while you work, and if you like how I make dinner tonight, then maybe I'll show you how to make it next time.
Really? You'll teach me how to make food that you like? That's a great idea.
Aw, he's probably not buying any of this. If you like the food, that is.
I'll love it.
His face is beaming with excitement. So, yeah, go you wrap up work in here and I'll get on to dinner. Nothing suspicious here. But I'll need to concentrate, so if you wouldn't mind waiting until I call you?
Yes, of course, darling. I can't wait.
He spins back to his computer, but he doesn't take his eyes off of me, and his smile doesn't fade from his face. It's like being fawned over by a jack-o'-lantern. I shrink back away from his door and into the kitchen. All right. I pull some basic ingredients from the fridge and retrieve some bowls and utensils from the drawers. The thought of TK is still messing with my head, and the sight of the various blades in this cutlery drawer make me physically ill. Merde, this kitchen is a mess. He obviously doesn't even know how the heck to use an oven. I don't see a microwave, so hopefully the stovetop at least still works well enough to make a simple soup. I begin preparing and measuring the ingredients when I accidentally bump the bottom of sleeping pills in my pocket. I haven't forgotten about you.
How is this gonna work?
I catch myself murmuring out loud and realize that I'm slowly losing my mind.
Yeah.
I'm attempting to poison someone. Why do I have to do this? The pill bottle grows heavier in my pocket. I heat up the pot on the stovetop and begin adding ingredients, stirring occasionally. As I make slow circles with the spoon, my hand reaches in and squeezes the plastic pill bottle. The heat of the soup will help dissolve the pills, but I can't just toss them in unless I want to follow him into that cold, dark place. I'll need to crush them up and keep them in my pocket until they're ready to serve into a bowl. I guess that's a smart idea. I have no idea if it'll just knock him out or kill him, but at this point, it's either him or me, and I'll be darned if I let him win.
Ah! Son of a buttermilk biscuit! Gosh darn jump scaring me! Sir!
That's it. We're breaking up, Peter. We're breaking up. It's over. It's over. You kill my friend, you kill my sexy landlord, that's one thing. You sneak it up on me when there's a hot stove in front of me. It's over.
How's it going, darling? I scream as my vision goes dark, and I thrash wildly until I break free from his hands. The spoon clatters against the kitchen floor, and my heart stops beating as I wait to hear the pill bottle strike the ground next. But the pill bottle never falls.
Oh, crap. I'm sorry, Espoir. I seriously didn't mean to scare you like that. You're shaking, darling. Here, let me clean this up for you. It's no problem. Just a spoon and a little soup. No sense crying over spilled... Yeah, sorry. I really am.
I'm still shaking uncontrollably as I watch him race to a drawer that has some kitchen towels, then fall to his knees to clean up the mess that he's created. He even digs out a fresh ladle to rest on the countertop. Gave me a heart attack! I can see you're not happy with me, so I'll just do what you told me to do and wait in my room until you call me. This time I will. I promise. No more surprises. I swear it. We're not a happily married couple yet, Peter. He murmurs as he walks gingerly backwards back to his room. My heart is thundering in my ears, and my head is floaty, like it'll fly away from my shoulders and out of a window, if there were any. I have to brace myself against the countertop while my soup begins to bubble and smoke. Taking several calming breaths, I grip the pill bottle tightly, resolute to not let this be every day for the rest of my life. I pull a coffee mug from the cupboard and proceed to dump the pills into it, crushing them with the butt of the ladle that the stranger laid out for me. It doesn't even have a name yet. I dump the ground pills into a tissue in my palm and stuff them into my pocket. Retrieving a pair of bowls and spoons, I pour the soup into each bowl equally, checking over my shoulder to make sure he's still inside of his room. I dig into my pocket and add the ground pills to the right bowl. I make a strict mental note of which bowl was poisoned. Here we go. It's showtime. The stranger. It's ready. Are we gonna address... do you address that he doesn't have a name? Like, oh, you're just stranger now. I call my captor to supper. He slinks out of his room and peeks around the corner. Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
It smells delicious. Thanks. All right, here we go. I just need to get him to sit down at the table, push the right bowl in front of him, and then just wait. This is easy, right? It'll do all the work for me. His breathing will slow down like he's getting tired, and then he'll just go to sleep, right? That's all there is to it. No violence, just quick and quiet. Much easier than what he did to TK. Sit yourself down and I'll dish you up. I just need to get a glass. No way, my love. You've done enough. Before I can protest, he barges into the kitchen and, very gently, escorts me to the table. He sits me down and returns to the bowls, placing the one in his right hand directly in front of me. He sets the other bowl in front of the empty space, but he doesn't sit. Oops, I forgot the spoons. Sorry, I'm just still flustered over what happened. He turns his back to me for a second, and I'm staring down at the bowl littered with painkiller pills. My mind is racing. The other bowl is sitting directly within reach, and I just need to make a quick switch when his back is turned. Is this gonna work? The stranger turns to face me as he continues his long-winded and awkward apology, and my hand stills. How could we get out of this? You could say you want to switch chairs. Yeah, what you could do is say, "Oh, honey, this chair kind of rocks a little bit. I kind of don't like it. You mind if I sit in that chair?" And you go to pick up your bowl, but you're like, "Ow, the bowl's too hot. Oh, honey, the bowl's too hot. I can't lift it over to my seat." And then he'll be like, "Here, darling, why don't you have my bowl in my seat?" Yeah, that's how you get him. That's how you get him. That's not gonna happen, is it? Not that I'm more flustered than you. You have every right to be angry with me for startling you. Crap, crap, crap. Turn around, you butthead. Drop something. Do anything. He turns back again, but he's already making his way back to the table before I can make the critical switch. He sets the cutlery, then slides into the chair opposite me. Dang it! But it smells amazing. I can't wait to try it. He looked at me, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I looked at him. There's an awkward pause, and I'm waiting for him to say something. Grace? Ikedakimasu? Rub-a-dub-dub, thanks for the grub? What?
Oh, I was being polite and waiting for you to take the first bite.
Or does he know? He probably knows because he's got that Marvel superhero, X-Men, Deadpool, knowing that this is actually a video game sense, and he probably
Oh, I'm so done with you, Peter. My heart sinks to a depth I didn't even know existed as the urge to vomit rises.
Is something wrong? You're not eating. I say we do it the Princess Bride way and taint both of the bowls. And then we do the Nightmare Before Christmas and get a spoon that's got holes in it and go, see? Scrumptious. Come on now. I've watched enough cartoons and media to know how to give somebody some tainted soup.
A quick thought lights up in my head.
What's your big plan, May?
This spoon is dirty. I think I need to wash it.
No need, my dear. Here.
He reaches over, dropping his spoon into my bowl before taking mine in trade.
All fixed. Eat up, darling.
He knows. He totally knows. Don't you smile at me like that.
It's as if my heart hits the floor. I have to switch the bowls or I'm done for. The stranger's smiling face beams over his quick remedy.
I can't let you use a dirty spoon. That's not right.
It's fine, darling. I don't mind.
Yes, but think, darn it, think.
It's rude to the chef to eat their meal in such a way.
It is?
Yes, didn't you know that? Where I grew up, it's a huge insult.
Way to not be suspicious, May.
His face drops now, horrified at the possibility of offending me in my gesture.
I'm sorry, darling. I didn't know. I'll wash this up right now.
He steps promptly from the table towards the sink with a hurried step. Wait, Espoir. Wait for the sink so he doesn't hear. The tap turns on, and I leap at my chance. Grabbing the bowl and carelessly dipping my finger into the scalding contents, I flinch, letting out a gasp. Almost as if in slow motion, the stranger turns his head towards me and finds me mid-switch.
Something wrong with the soup, darling?
It's fluffing raw. It's undercooked. We need to put it back in the pot. Just pour both of them back in the pot. Or do the Emperor's New Groove. Don't drink the soup. Poison. Turn him into a llama.
I have nothing. Not a single excuse that doesn't make it obvious what I'm trying to do. He turns the handle, shutting off the only sound in the room. The silence hurts, and internally, my mind darts from one thought to the next. What do I do now?
Poison, then. That's what you made for me, Espoir?
No. Why would I do that? That's silly. What would you think, Del Peter? I would never do that. No.
Then why switch the bowls, darling?
His tone is frightening, cold, flat, and emotionless. I can't fake it anymore.
Just let me go. No, just eat my soup.
Go where, darling?
Away from here. Away from you.
Darling, you need to stop. You're home. You're safe with me.
My body shivers at his statement. I leap up, grabbing the first thing within my reach, not even noticing what weapon I choose. The confidence in his face fades instantly, turning to concern and fear.
Darling, what are you doing? Am I gonna bash you with a spoon?
I step back from him into the dim hall, my fingers burning. I realize what I had armed myself with.
Is it the soup? Are we gonna soup it up? Am I gonna take him to the soup store?
Crap! Darling, please, don't! With his demeanor now changed, he slowly steps towards me, forcing me to match each stride, stepping back away from him.
Stay away!
Why is he so frightened? It's just soup. Wait, the poison! The poison for Peter? Peter's poison? The Peter specifically put in the soup for Peter? Peter's poison? He continues to slink closer as I step backwards to the living room, his eyes fixed on me, unblinking like a predator in a jungle. "Stop, or I'll drink it!" He stops dead with a gasp, gaze still locked on me. I know there isn't much time. He's going to pounce. I know it. The room is quite quiet for a moment, the silence only interrupted by drops falling from the faucet he didn't fully turn off. "Darling, please, don't. We can talk about this. Please don't hurt yourself." There's no way I could down this fast enough. I'm not at all planning on hurting myself, but I'll sure as heck use this to hurt him. The bowl is burning my hands, but I don't care. At this point, I would hold on to hot coals if it helped me get out of here. He starts slowly moving towards me, carefully, trying to be stealthy enough that I wouldn't notice. I match his bluff, moving the now scalding shield in my hand closer to my mouth. He gasped once again, stopping in his tracks, knowing his covert movements were detected.
I mean, I've already splashed hot coffee on him. I'm sure he's got, like, some kind of pain resistance.
"Darling, don't." My throat is dry, and my voice cracks, but I still manage to eke out a half-threat. "Toss me the keys to the door. I'll drink all of it. I swear." "Darling, no." He's legitimately fearful as his body tenses up. He's only afraid of one thing: losing me. If I run, he can chase me. If I hide, he can find me. But if I die... I stop my slow retreat.
Wait, no, that's not where this ending is headed, is it?
I stop my slow retreat, confidence growing as I understand his weakness. I'm still frightened as heck, my body almost about to collapse from exhaustion due to shaking and tensing, and my fingers are red and raw from the heat of the bowl. Repeating my threat more boldly, I brace for him to jump at me. "Toss me your keys, now!" I can tell he's planning his next move. "Okay, darling." He reaches around his side, and there's a distinctive click of him releasing the clasp that held his keys on the belt loop. His movements are slow, moving his arm up and showing me the shiny trinkets like I was a dog being tempted to go for a walk. Tilting his head, gesturing with his other hand to the keys, sending an unspoken "here they are" to me. The moment is tense as he slowly brings his arm back to lob the keys to me. It's going to be fast. I brace for what's coming. It's now or never. Ah! He flicks his arm, tossing the keys to my legs, immediately followed by him jumping like a wild cat at me. Now!
Soup in your face! Take that, brother! You just got brothed!
Tossing the scalding broth right to his face, I catch a moment of shock flash across his eyes before he's totally blinded.
Aw, I feel a little bit bad for him, but then again, you did kill TK.
He screams, falling to the floor, covering his eyes in agony. Not hesitating, I grab the keys from the floor. He's flailing, trying to find me and a way to get up. His teeth grit as his cries of pain turn to anger. I need to get the fluff out. Now! Turning to the door, my hands move faster than they've ever had. Finding the right key, I jam it in and push open the door, feeling a rush of cool air blow past me. Pulling the keys out of the lock, I notice him now getting up and struggling to find his way through the room. I get one last glance at him before slamming the door shut. He's looking right at me, eyes red and angry with sweat and tears surrounding his face.
Sorry!
We out? Oh no, now I gotta try to do the bear traps! Hands trembling, I shove the key back into the door, locking it as I hear him growling from inside. I may have brought myself some time, but it's not very long. I have to be quick. What do? Run into the forest. Fluff it. We'll just have to make a run for it.
Well, wish me luck.
Alright, so far it's left, right. Halfway there. Thank God these don't extend further out into the woods.
Stop running from me!
No, I will not. I need to hurry.
Which way was next? Left, right. Left? Dang it!
6.5 hours later.
Ah! Left, right, left. Ha-ha! Yippee! Please don't give me any more.
I think, yes, I should be clear of the mall now.
Am I?
Just in time. It's now fully dark out, and this flashlight is pretty pathetic. I better keep moving before that freak finds me.
He's totally gonna find me. I think he can see in the dark. Now what?
A faint, cold breeze rustles the trees and chills my skin as I proceed to descend deeper into the forest. The memory of my home, my real home, was heavy on my mind. The determination to make it out of this nightmare. I'll have to move somewhere else, of course. There's no way I'd feel safe there again. I'm sure I'll be relocated for my safety after reporting this to the police. I wonder what will happen next. He'll surely be put away for life for what he's done. I just hope that he doesn't manage to slip away. I can't imagine how many more people he'd hurt. Each twig snapping only made me more paranoid, always checking each movement.
He's probably hiding somewhere in the shadows.
Always checking each movement that my eyes tricked me into seeing. Every shadow, every glow of eyes in the dark had me on edge. I didn't slow my pace,
Because I don't want to go through that again, but thankfully I wrote it down.
I swear, someone is still watching me. How long have I been walking?
Well, so far this seems like to be the same ending, or the same route you get if you crash the car.
It feels like hours. Still no sign of civilization. No lights, no path. I've been in such a physically and emotionally drained daze, I don't know if I'm even going in circles. It doesn't help how dark it is now.
Aw, man.
I swear I've seen that bush before.
Gosh, aw, man, I'm lost in the forest? Ah, Peter, you make me angry, Peter. Okay, I think that's all the excitement that I can bear right now. So I'm going to stop right here right now, but if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, or interact in any way that is comfortable for you. I would really appreciate it, and it would help out my channel a whole bunch. I'm done being nice. I'm done showing mercy. Hello? Veed?